Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see The Naked City. I'm Burt Leonard, the producer. This story was not photographed in a studio. Quite the contrary. The actors played out their roles in the streets and the buildings of New York itself. Nowhere else is the taste of triumph quite so sweet, or the dregs of failure quite so bitter, as in The Naked City. This is a story of two men who met at last on a September day, strangers at the start, and at the end, as close as death. One is Mason Conway at the fullest moment of his glory. The other is Anton Marshak at the moment of destroying that glory.
I can hardly hear you, sir. Let me get a better connection. Now, can I help you?
I said, I'm bombing your hero Conway to Kingdom Come. And all your City Hall big shots with him. I'll belittle them like they belittle me, right in front of the whole world. And 25,000 cops can't stop me.
Operator, signal 30. This is a hot trace. It's a man's voice, subway station.
It'll explode in the parade, and they'll all go. The whole unmerciful pack of them.
Excuse me, sir. Aren't you the gentleman that called before about the TNT?
I know what you're doing. You're trying to trace this call.
They get it?
No, they got as far as South Ferry, but we didn't have time to get a pinpoint on him.
Tough, Rizzo. He was biting ice. This South Ferry call. I've heard that voice before. About 3 months back, he called in here threatening City Hall. Peterson phoned in the details to parade headquarters. You never know.
They moving to Botanical Gardens, Frankie?
Very funny. For once, I'd like to hear you guys talk like cops instead of two-bit comics.
All right, we'll cover it, Sam. Well, I hope you brought your walking shoes, Jimmy boy. We're going to a parade.
I got all the Veronica seeds, but they were a little short on Galanzoga.
Galanzoga, what is that? Italian cheese?
That's a fine, delicate flower, lad. Given sunshine, the proper water, and the whisper of the Almighty's blessing. Well, we got a hot one this morning, Arcaro. Bomb threat.
Another crank, eh?
And we're supposed to go out and find him. Today, in that crowd.
10:30. Parade starts at 11, over at noon. Find him? Well, I don't know, lad. Afraid we'd have to be greyhounds to do that. Keep him from carrying out his threat, that's a different matter. Every time there's a parade, we get these crackpot calls and a wheelbarrow load of complaints.
Like the one guy, Dan, always writes in, says he won't pay his taxes if the Broadway bus can't cut right through the parade.
What could anyone have against a fellow like Conway?
Nothing. That's the pity of it. Some twisted mind, no doubt. Lonely from nights in a side street furnished room, from weeks of speechless meals. So he finds a place where everybody's watching and he tries to tell the world how mistreated and neglected he is.
You know, we read textbook cases like this in abnormal psychology in college. But somehow it still rocks you when you bump into it in real life.
Well, we'll be working out of City Hall, Jimmy and I, and you'll be driving the Conway's limousine. Forward to Waldorf now. Frank, it'll be a little bigger car than you're used to. So drive easy, lad, huh?
The Waldorf Astoria Hotel is on Park Avenue, a good 100 blocks to the east and north of City Hall, and a good 3,000 miles due east of San Francisco.
Seems like San Francisco, Mace. Like home.
I can't hear you, honey.
It's a special bite in the air when you're on a harbor. If you listen, you can almost hear the seagulls.
Is my shirt in there, Arlene?
Yes, darling, here it is.
What do you see?
Height. Great height. And spires reaching up.
Honestly, you can really feel that.
Tell me, Mace, tell me exactly so I can remember.
Well, now, over there south is the Empire State Building. It looks like a... well, it looks like a needle at the top. Right ahead is the Rockefeller Center. And up there, it's flatter. I guess that's Central Park. But you can still see the buildings and the apartments all around it.
Better get your jacket on. You'll catch cold here by the window.
You're the best manager a guy ever had.
It's a wonderful city, isn't it, Mace?
Especially when you figure what they're doing for us. Imagine, a couple of West Coast characters like us, huh? But really, honey, how about it? All these interviews and receptions, and now this big deal today. Hey, you know what one newspaper guy told me? He said there'd be a 5-ton drop of ticker tape today. You know, they only dropped 6.5 tons of VE Day.
You mean they dropped more on VE Day?
What can you do? Those are the breaks, sweetie. Oh, well, tell Mr. Arcaro we'll be right down. Arlene. All the time during the games, I guess the real reason I tried so hard was for you. Maybe it's like you always say. I'm your eyes. But you're my strength. Today is it. Everything we've worked for, everything. Oh, nothing can stop us now.
Mace, I've been so afraid. Maybe my accident would change it.
Now, look, this will be something to tell our grandkids, now won't it?
Where is your mother?
She had to go.
You like the park?
Mommy says I look like Clara. Do you think I look like Clara?
I used to work in a park. Central Park. Long time ago.
Clara lost her eye. But I didn't. I wonder why Mommy thinks I look like Clara.
They said I did terrible things, but I didn't. And they wouldn't listen to me. Do you know what it is when nobody listens? Not even your wife? My wife, she left. The neighbors, they turned away. The little men I used to work for, they wouldn't listen. And all those big shots in City Hall, with their shiny black cars and their shiny black hearts. What if I did all those bad things they say I did? I didn't mean to. Do you believe me? One mistake shouldn't ruin a man. Well, if that's the way they want it, if that's the way they want to play it, then I know what to do about it.
How many times have I told you? Come on.
He says I don't look like Claire at all.
The law of the line of march is simple. First come, first up front. There's only one privileged class, the children. In the crush of the crowd, the police are always mindful of the young. To them go the choice spaces beneath the parade barriers. Spaces as highly valued, for the moment anyway, as seats on the curb exchange. And this is a parade crowd. These eyes have watched Lindbergh and MacArthur, seen visiting royalty, studied common men in their hour of fame. Between the hero and those who come to cheer him are the uniformed police, 2,000 strong along Broadway and City Hall, and a second layer of protection, almost invisible, the plainclothesmen who cover the line of march from the most inconspicuous places.
Everybody's in position, Lieutenant. He wants to try out a bomb. We'll have to come through our lines.
Who's on duty from the bomb squad?
Sergeant Faber.
Good. And the bomb truck?
Parked just behind the City Hall, sir.
Good. Thank you, Sergeant. Well, our bomber's looking for a large gathering of people. A cross-section of commissioners and officials. This is where he'll have to set it off. City Hall. At the end of the parade, during the mayor's ceremony.
Maybe he doesn't make such good bombs, sir. Maybe it could go off sooner than he expected. No. More likely, I suspect he's got his satisfaction just by calling up headquarters. I bet he's home right now watching the whole parade on television.
Wouldn't it be a tragic thing for all of us if it actually came to pass and we'd ignored it? Just 11 now.
I'll pull the car.
Boy, now there's a sight. Have you ever been hit by a garden hose? Well, just imagine 10,000 of them at one time, shooting up in the air.
All this for you, Mace. I'm so proud. Those whistles. Have you ever heard a sound like that in your whole life? I just hope I don't cry.
So I like a loose lace. The last great war, I am distinctly recognized as the leading 4F of Manhattan Island. Like pancakes. So what happens? I go in for social work. I get into the Department of Welfare, and for lo these many years, every time some idiot breaks a world's record or flies a plane under the Atlantic, the city stages a ticket pay parade. So who marches? The Department of Welfare. And who's in the Department of Welfare? Me. Well, here we go again. Where they got you working, the Bronx or Brooklyn? Bronx. Me too. Funny I never met you.
Okay, line it up in there. Let's dress it up, huh?
That guy, that Hanson that called out, he lives for these parades. He lives to say, let's dress it up. You know, Hanson was 4F too.
Now the parade elements have been marshaled. the mounted police, the civic units, the man being honored. All the elements move forward with clock-like precision, and each element is perfectly timed.
First parade? Nervous?
No.
Good. I used to be, but it doesn't pay. Nobody looks at you in a parade. Right under their noses and nobody looks at you. That's what I don't get. Why we have to march anyway? If I gotta march, I might as well march for him. Only we should be marching with his muscles. Your lunch?
Well, they ought to be here in 2 or 3 minutes. You know, maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah. Let's move a little closer.
Well, it's all over now except for the key to the city.
True, my friend. Quite true.
That is, if my feet hold out till we get to the next block.
The next block. But the car turned in there. Conway drove in there, into City Hall. Don't we follow him?
Haven't you had enough? I mean, you should be grateful that all we have to do is march to the next block and break there. Right now, I'd rather have a hot tub of water than 2 weeks' salary.
No, I want to march in there.
Some people simply have no understanding of how much is too much.
Hey, you, dress it up. You a slacker or something? Still got a block to go. Now dress up that line.
What's that all about? marched alongside of me, Mr. Hanson. You know him?
Sloppiest marcher I ever had.
But do you know him? I mean, as in the welfare department.
Never saw him before.
You are in personnel, Mr. Hanson. And if he were in the department, you would know him.
Of course I would.
But you don't. Know him, that is.
Oh. Say, what was he doing with our group?
All right, folks, let us through, please. Let us through. You go over and clean by the stands there, okay?
But he didn't sound like our people. And when he broke from the line and ran like that, I knew it.
Officer, I want you to get that man. I want to know what he was doing with us.
Lieutenant, this may be something. He was marching with the Department of Welfare, and these men say he doesn't work for them.
My man tells me he carried a briefcase all the way up Broadway.
Where is it now?
He had it a couple of minutes ago.
All right, you tell us. Where is the bag now?
You'll know soon enough. Oh, you'll know all right.
The key to the city of New York is actually quite useless to you, Mace. For you, no key is needed here. The city is open to you. Instead, let this key represent a memory of a proud day.
Lieutenant, there it is. There's the briefcase.
Go get it, kid.
No, leave it alone!
There it is, Sarge. All right, we'll take over. Jackson. Yes, sir. Get back. Take cover. Take it ready. Easy does it, Jackson. Yes, sir.
The 12 o'clock whistle, the traditional signal that a parade has ended and that public ceremonies have been concluded. In the naked city, they all pass by. The rich and the poor, the proud and the humble. Some pass with sirens blowing in front of them. Others go silently. In the end, everything passes. Both glory and failure. Each melts away. And even the memory of them is swiftly forgotten. There are 8 million stories in the naked city. This has been one of them.